Dirty sound. I'm all the way up on the guitar, and it's very simple. It's just this low E and the octave on the A string that we talked about earlier, like a little modulation on that A string. And I'm muting a little bit with this hand, but not too much, not like a, because that would be too much. It's just kind of got to be a subtle resting on the bridge here, so I don't get that extra ringing that muddies things up, which would be, because then there would be no, you wouldn't hear the notes entirely well.
You mentioned several times now octaves. It seems to be a part of your style.
Yeah, it's a saving grace, if you will. There are two types of octaves that I utilize in my playing. One would be simply finding a scale that I'm staying in for soloing, which would, normally for me, it's this scale. What is that called, do you know?
The minor pentatonic scale.
When I'm in the minor pentatonic scale, I usually don't stray too much from it, primarily because when I was learning how to play guitar, that's the only scale I was actually taught.
Seems to be the first one we're all taught.
We're all taught that one, and there's so many different places you can go in that scale. But for instance, if I'm playing this one, I'm in the A. I find myself in the key of A. Sometimes to kick into a different gear when I'm soloing, I will simply go an octave higher, up here in that same scale. And sometimes, you know, you get yourself, you're soloing and you get a little bit lost and you want to kick into another flavor. What I do is I just go either all the way up or all the way down an octave, and creates the illusion of changing gears, such as in a situation, excuse me. By the way, get yourself a guitar tech who will not allow this to happen. It's the sticky wah-wah pedal circumstance. That's Mr. Dave Lee over there. He's responsible for this pedal not working. We'll see him in a moment. Anyway, like I was saying, what I'm doing there, excuse me, thanks Dave, is basically playing what I know out of that scale and moving it up an octave. And like I said, that's good for shifting gears. The other types of octaves that I like to use a lot is where I'm playing two notes at the same time on the neck, which is, I guess, another Hendrix-esque thing that I've stolen, which is found in the song Third Stone from the Sun, I believe, where it's... and I use that a lot in my soloing, too. And what that is, it's... I guess you're using two strings and kind of muting the one in the middle there. Not playing it. But sometimes if you play it, it's good too. So it really depends on what you want to get. But usually, I'm not playing the middle string, and which is a nice thing for soloing when you're playing. And I've also been known to use that as parts, rhythm parts for songs, whereas in Warped, which we were talking about, the song that goes, there's the chorus in that song goes, when I go into the
yeah, it's almost like half solo, half rhythm.
Yeah, and the two notes really fatten it up a little bit, you know, and it creates another flavor.
Watching you play, your left hand muting comes into play on a lot of your rhythm style. At the end of that passage you just played, you know, a chordal lick.
That kind of stuff? Right.
So it's a lot of what you don't play, what you don't allow being played, that
Right, for that exact same thing, if I wasn't doing some type of muting, it would be... Which actually sounds great, doesn't it? No, but it's important to, all joking aside, it's important to get that muting technique down, which for me is basically lifting up, not actually pushing down on the strings, but just resting your hand on the strings to create that muted sound.
So when you first started playing, many years ago, I'm sure, did you practice? Or just kind of learn songs, or practice scales, or?
When I first got going, I got an old guitar at a garage sale, and I took some lessons. And the teacher I had basically taught me the chords down here, the D, F, C, G, A, and taught me whatever songs she could teach me surrounding those chords. But I was initially, like I said, I was initially interested in playing the guitar because of Jimi Hendrix. I was at a skate park and I was doing some skateboarding, and I looked up and the PA was playing some Jimi Hendrix, and I was like, wow, that's what I want to do. I guess the way to remain fluid on the instrument is just by simply playing it. But I don't necessarily strive to sit for hours and get better and faster and stronger so much as today I look more within myself to see how I'm feeling, to see what it is I'm trying to accomplish on the guitar. But I wouldn't have gotten to that point if I hadn't practiced tons when I was a child. Virtually had no friends.
Locked up in your bedroom.
Yeah, I almost had no parents as a result of it too. Drove them crazy. As you should too. Drive your parents crazy with this.
So how do you warm up for a show?
I usually get out of bed and I wake up and I take one of these, which is a Zobrax tablet. And they're very good. If some of you out there may have picked up some kind of STD along the way, some sexually transmitted disease, it's kind of par for the course if you're going to be a guitar player. I should start off by saying that. And if you'll excuse me, I'll pop one of those. It's more of a preventative than anything. And then after that, I'll pick up my instrument and I'll basically play whatever comes to me. I'll start with these chords, you know, the typical G, C, Ds down at the end there.
Nice and slow.
Nice and slow, and just kind of, you know, get the instrument in your hands and feel the beauty of the wood. I don't really think that way, but it sounds good. And then, you know, start playing some bar chords. It doesn't really matter where. It doesn't matter where you go. Just kind of familiarizing my hands with the neck. And then I will go into single note stuff. And I usually will start by simply doing what I guess is somewhat of a scale.
It's almost a chromatic scale.
Almost. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I'm basically just playing 4 frets on every string, just to get my hands kind of going. I'll also take a break and I'll bend out my fingers a little bit, get the joints kind of working again, because What I don't recommend is that you crack your knuckles, because I do that, and it affects how I play. I've been doing that since I was a kid. So I kind of loosen them up.